All right. Black Power. This your brother Sara, Suten, Seti, and I'm black at y'all ass again with this real fucking talk. Black Power. I'm back in New York, y'all. January 18th. I'm going to be at Nicholas, Brooklyn on Fullerton. Okay, I got the information to be posted. We gonna celebrate Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, and we gonna celebrate Dr. Khalid Muhammad, the lives of three of the greatest Africans that ever lived. It's an honor. It's an honor for me to celebrate those three giants. Giants among giants. You see, all three of them had such a profound effect on me personally. All three of them. You know, I love them dearly. You know, it's a piece of all three of them. And those are like the foundation of who I am. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I can share all of the experience that I have with the great ones, you know, especially Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark before he passed, and just deal with a lot of the knowledge that they brought us and celebrate the fact that, you know, we here today because of them. You know, we standing on they shoulders. And so you don't have great ones everybody don't have great ones like that. You know what I'm saying? When you go back and look at from the 80s, 90s, all those great scholars, when history is written in the future, they're going to come back to this era. All those great scholars that came out of that black African, Egyptian, Nubian consciousness. You see what I'm saying? So many great scholars came out of that era. And so, you know, we living in a modern day black Timbuktu. You know, that's what I'm trying to say to you. We living in the experience. So it's not hitting us as hard. But when you go into the future, they will come back to this era. And this will be classified as a golden age because it didn't just stay here. The knowledge of Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, Dr. Khalid Muhammad went all across the world. It transcended all across the world. And so for once again, African people was looking back to the heart of all humanity, the Nile Valley. You know what I'm saying? Them brothers is Dr. Ben taking us back to Egypt, starting the pilgrimages back to Egypt and Nubia and Ethiopia so that we could see it for ourselves. Dr. Clark, I have never seen, you know, one man that has so much knowledge about Africa across the board from north, south, east, and west. Man, Dr. Clark can take you anywhere. You know what I'm saying? He can take you anywhere in Africa. And he's so versed in all areas that he's what you call pound for pound. You know what I'm saying? The greatest of all time. And then you got Dr. Ben with his specifics in Egypt, taking us to the Nile Valley. We wouldn't even know nothing about Egypt if it weren't for Dr. Ben. So that's that heavyweight. You see what I'm saying? Because he come with that power blow. That if it hadn't been for his life, that we wouldn't even be looking to Egypt and Nubia the way that we look at it today. We would not be taking these pilgrimages back you know, looking on the walls as if we see ourselves. Who put that consciousness in our mind? Why do we call our names ourselves all these comedic names today? Huh? Many of the books that y'all reading, these great men is the one that brought to our consciousness. We'll read the damn reference and forget who gave it to us. And so many, a majority of all these books you see that's out here that we're studying in this consciousness, either Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, John G. Jackson, J.A. Rogers, Schomburg, all them great ones. You know, but in the modern era, Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark and John G. Jackson, Sheikh Diop, them is the family, Drusilla Dungy Houston too, that brought them books to our consciousness. Why would we have even looked in the direction to read them books? It was because our elders had showed us the way. They had read the books. And so they gave us the references. We read the references and put the references above our elders. Not knowing it. So these great, and Dr. Collin. Dr. Collin is the greatest lion, biggest man that ever walked the land. Flat out. Flat out. He came, he brought it. And I see it in his eyes. He was 100. He was about what he was teaching. So he was the great lion warrior that brought us, brought that fight back up in us. And so we got to honor him off top. He was the greatest figure of black manhood in our era. And probably the era before. He stood out as that image that represented who we wanted to be. And he was saying this shit like it wasn't nothing. It was flowing out just like water. And he was saying things we had never heard no black man say. Out loud or even to his damn self. He wouldn't say those things. And he was the way he mastered the facts. Okay? He researcher, scholar. You understand, had a lot to do with the secret relationships between blacks and the Jews. Arms.